Hi everyone and welcome back. So I am doing a follow-up on my first haul, my haul, where I left it to fate to decide what I would wear for a week. And I'm going to kind of change this up a little bit because this is new for me. So this is kind of fun. I'm going to change it up. I mean, I'm pretty much going to do the same thing. I'm going to do less palettes because I have so many, but I'm going to do less. And what I'm going to do is do more individual reviews of them, and then after I do all the main reviews, unless it's something that's a little bit more limited edition, then I will basically do another video saying this is what I'm keeping, this is what I'm not, blah blah blah. So the first item that I picked was the Cover FX, which is right here. And this is like a highlighter palette, and I do think you can still get this on Ulta and Sephora. They are being phased out, which is kind of surprising to me because this actually works really well. And I really like it. I was intimidated by some of the colors, but I actually feel that they're very workable. Now, if you're into a blinding kind of highlight, this probably isn't going to be for you. They could definitely be built up. I do want to point out that I'm wearing it completely today. So what I did was, this was actually a look for my astrological, BH Cosmetics sign, and this is for the sign of Virgo and creating a look. It's just kind of a fun little thing that I'm doing. So what I did was I took this brighter pink color with this more muted, so this is more cool and this is more warm, and I put them together and I use them for a blush rather than using a standard blush, and it just leaves a beautiful shimmer. It's very ethereal and usable, and I love it. I think it's just gorgeous, especially if you're going for a very simple look and you just want to glow. These colors are gorgeous. Now for me, I didn't really use this one because this is going to be a little bit more difficult for somebody of my skin tone, but if you are a lovely beauty with deeper skin tones, you are going to love these two specifically. These are not overly pigmented, so it's just a nice shift. These aren't crazy colors. Even the white, it can be built up, but I found that they weren't crazy. These are very docile. I was able to build them up, but I had to really build them up to get where I'm at. I will say, with these, I definitely will use these, but I'll probably use them as a shadow more because I like to use everything, I think it was only like 17 bucks or something, so this is a steal. It really is. But what I will say is that these didn't necessarily have the greatest lasting power for me that some other highlighters have had. And I think part of it is I have really oily skin, but some highlighters will grasp onto my skin a little bit better than these guys did. These were like, no. So they started to wear off probably between 5 and 7 hours where there was barely any shimmer. It just kind of wiped away, and then when I'd powder, or like I'd use like paper, blotting paper, it would kind of pick up on that and then disappear. So these did not have the greatest time wear for me, but again, I have really oily skin, so that may not be the issue with these. These are very finely milled. These are quite beautiful. They lay nicely on the skin. They aren't glittery. They're just very natural kind of glow from within, which I love, but the wear time was just a little bit for me, but I'm really glad that I picked it up, especially for the amount that I did. I think I got it at the sale price and then 20% off when Sephora was doing that whole sale, 20% off the sale, so this was a steal for me, so I obviously do not regret it. The cover is gorgeous, but it does get fingerprints all over it, so I mean, who cares? But I'm like, gosh, it looks dirty. I swear I washed my hands, but what are you gonna do? All right, so the next item that I had the random pick from was ColourPop, and it was I Think I Love You collection, and that's where the fates landed, and here it is. Now, I did use it for the full week, and I have to say, for somebody of my skin tone, this was a little bit tough. Now, if you have medium skin tones, I think this is going to fare a little bit better. Even if you have light medium, it's going to fare a little bit better than it did for me. I think it could also work on deeper skin tones as well, if you just want a very natural look or pops of color. But for somebody of my skin tone, which is really fair, it wasn't my favorite palette. And the reason was because it was just a little bit too dark for me at times and a little bit too warm. And I'm definitely a cool tone. And the pictures online with this palette showed that it was very cool tone. It looked more cool tone and muted, but then when I got it, ColourPop has been putting out a lot of warm shadows, and unfortunately they don't they don't do well with me all the time. And so this palette was, again, just one of those too warm of type palettes for me. So now this is a personal preference. So if you love warm tones, this is going to work well for you. But what I did also find is that these, the shimmers didn't build up quite as much as I would like. And so that was a little bit of a disappointment. I really had to build them up, and then they didn't really show up as well as I would like. And part of it is these shimmers are very light, and I'm very light, so that may have been part of the problem. With somebody with a deeper skin tone, then they may show up better. What I will say is the wear time's quite amazing. You know, the ColourPop really, their shadows, even though they're discounted, they last on me all day. And that's why I love their formula, is it's just amazing to me because my eyes are so oily. These guys stay. This time of year, I will say they were a little bit drying, in that everybody's dry this time of year because it's deep winter and it's cold as hell. So, you know, for me, my eyes are a little bit drier than they would normally be, even though they're oily, and I try to keep them moisturized so that more oil doesn't produce, because that's what happens if you're too dry. But these did accentuate a little bit some of that dryness sometimes, because everybody's just dry this time of year. But if it was like fall or like spring or summer, these would be fine. I don't think it would be a problem. But part of it was -5 degrees here, so that kind of, when I was wearing it, I'm sure it didn't help it. But what I will say is that they go on really beautifully. They blend very well. They are very powdery, so sometimes they'd be a little bit messy. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to pass this to a friend, and she has more of a medium skin tone, and she loves very natural tones. She loves everything. She's very, you know, she loves everything. She's a complicated person, and I love her for it. So this, I think, would be really beautiful on her, and she would appreciate this a heck of a lot more than I do. So I am decluttering this one, not because it's a bad palette, but because it isn't the right palette for me. So yay, clearing out one thing from my collection. The next item is the it's the Balm, and it's their blushes. And I did use these, and I will say, to be honest with you, I'm going to do a more full-on review of this coming up. So yes, I'll be doing more of a review. These colors are beautiful. These two here, it's Balm Springs and Cabana Boy. These are perfect for deeper skin tones, medium and up. A little bit harder sell for somebody of my skin tone. I'm not going to get too much into it just because I do want to do an individual video, so look for that. But this is Cabana Boy. Beautiful color, but for somebody like me, you know, my skin tone's so fair, it wasn't necessarily made for my skin tone, and I'm the one who bought it. I saw it and I still bought it because it's a beautiful color. It's gorgeous, but you have to go in really lightly for somebody with my skin tone, so it's a little bit of a harder sell. Same thing with Balm Springs. I think this is the same type thing. But what I will say for you fair skin ladies out there are medium, light, and down. Frat Boy and Down Boy are going to be the ones that you are probably going to want to pick up, because Frat Boy is more of this just beautiful cool tone pink. And again, like I said, I'll go into this more in depth later, while Down Boy is the perfect kind of lighter peachy color, which is perfect for, you know, like summer and spring and fall, and if you're warm tone. So, you know, these two are perfect for you fair skin, while Cabana Boy and Balm Springs are more for you ladies with medium skin tones and up. So what I will say is the wear time is quite nice on these. They are very blendable. The packaging is just freaking adorable. I love the packaging. It just is just so fun. I love it. And the wear time was beautiful. Even with my oily skin, it really lasted. It blended out beautifully, but these are extremely pigmented. So you're going to want to go in delicately, because wow, you're really getting your money's worth on these. But I'll be doing a full review on these, so watch for that in the next week or two. The final items. Ta-da! The lip colors, and this was the Lorac Pro. I thought I had a lot more colors than I really did. I'm like, I have tons of these, and I actually only had 5 or 6, and I didn't have as many as I thought, and that's okay too. I realized I had more of their glosses, so that's what I was thinking about. But I did wear every single color. The only one that I really didn't wear too much was the red, and it's a really beautiful color, but it's funny is what I'm realizing more and more, the more I wear bright reds, I mean like bright cherry reds like this, I realize they're a little bit overwhelming on my skin tone. But I'm going to get more into that because I am going to review these, and so I didn't wear it. When I did put it on the one day, my friend was just like, no, you like to wear those colors, but you look better with deeper colors. And so I think I'm going to start, I want a bright cherry red that works for me, but again, for some reason, it just overwhelms my skin tone. Maybe it's just this one, I need to find the right one, but yeah, my friend was just like, nah. And I even said it, the minute I put it on, we both went. So it's not the color's fault, it's Binky's genetic legacy. So, but as far as the quality of these, they last all right. I will say for me, I did find them to be a little bit more drying than other formulas, and they did feather. Yeah, I've actually never had that happen before. I rarely have products feather on me, and these did feather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each one of these 5 or 6 colors that I have in depth in a different video, and I'll definitely do swatches and discuss these. But I did find them to be, so if you don't like drying matte lip products, you're not going to like these because these are a little bit drying, and I tend to handle matte lipsticks really well. They're not too drying for me. I'm one of those people who are like, yeah. And these are drying for me. And I rarely complain about matte lipsticks. And again, like I said, they were definitely feathering, so you're going to want to use lip liner, because by themselves, I've just never seen that on myself before, and I was like, ooh. It wasn't pretty at times. So yeah, so there it is. So that was the hauling my haul, luck of the draw, my first one, and I actually really liked it because it forced me to go through my collection. And you know, in a lot of ways, I'm definitely keeping the blushes, though I may give some of the deeper colors away, and some of the Lorac. I'm going to keep some of the lighter shades, but as far as some of the darker shades, I'm definitely going to let them go to a friend. So right there, I'm pretty happy, because what I'm going to do in the future is I'm going to review these products first, and then I'm going to come back on here and tell you exactly the ones that I let go. But I'm definitely going to let go of all, you know, most of the darker colors of the Lorac, and maybe the Cabana Boy from the Balm, not because it's bad, but because it just is way too, my skin tone is way too light for it. And I think I Love You, it will be going away as well. So I decluttered at least 5 products from my collection, and that's why I'm doing this, is because if I force myself to use these, you know, I swatch them, I keep them on file for comparisons later on with other colors for dupes and things, but they're not staying here. I can just show the swatch side by side and do it that way, because honestly, it's just, it's going to go bad eventually. You can't keep these things and swatch them over and over and over. They're going to go bad. So it just kind of is a waste. And then the product's never loved and used the way that it should be loved. And so this way it goes to people who really appreciate it. So yeah, I just decluttered like 5 items, and I'm so proud of myself. So look for a review on the Balm. I'll be passing away the palette actually tomorrow. Otherwise, I would review it more in depth, so I'm going to be a little bit more mindful of that in the future. And so the Balm I'll be reviewing in depth, and the Lorac Pro matte lipsticks, and yeah. But the other 2 items, this was pretty much the review. So what I'm going to do is another haul my haul soon, so watch for that because I'm pretty excited. And until next time, have a fabulous day. Bye.